The greatest enemy is you. Why people fail, why we blame the world, why true. Success starts within asterisk. Stop fixing others. People waste years changing others. Control what you can. Control, the power of self-responsibility asterisk. Trigger principle. Why criticism hurts, why rejection hurts, why jealousy exists, emotional mastery asterisk. Prison of the mind, overthinking, fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs asterisk. The fire test blade in fire. Analogy, hardship creates strength. Why pain is necessary asterisk. God's preparation process, delays, failures, rejections, hidden blessings asterisk. The power of discipline, winners versus losers, daily habits, consistency asterisk. The death of the old. You sacrifice comfort, remove excuses, kill procrastination asterisk. Discover your full potential, purpose, calling greatness asterisk. The final transformation, rise stronger, become unstoppable, emotional cinematic ending. The greatest enemy is within you. Stop blaming the world, stop blaming people. Real battle is inside asterisk. Why people trigger you, criticism, rejection, anger, jealousy asterisk. The prison of your mind, overthinking, fear, self-doubt asterisk. The fire test blade in the fire analogy. Pain creates strength. Why God allows struggles, delays, rejections, hidden preparation asterisk. The power of discipline, daily habits, consistency asterisk. Destroying the old version of you. Comfort zone, excuses, laziness asterisk. Becoming emotionally unbreakable, mental toughness. Self-control asterisk. Discovering your purpose, potential, calling. Mission asterisk. Rise from the fire, powerful, emotional ending, call to action, transformation asterisk. The greatest battle is within. Most people think their biggest enemy is poverty. Some think it's bad luck, others blame society, but the greatest enemy you'll ever face is the person staring back at you in the mirror, because your future is not being destroyed by your circumstances. It is being destroyed by your excuses. Asterisk. Stop trying to change the world. You cannot control people's opinions. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control what others think, but you can control yourself. And the moment you master yourself, everything changes. Asterisk. Stop trying to change the world. You cannot control people's opinions. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control what others think, but you can control yourself. And the moment you master yourself, everything changes. Asterisk. Stop trying to change the world. You cannot control people's opinions. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control what others think, but you can control yourself. The moment you master yourself, everything changes. Asterisk. The prison inside your mind. The strongest prison isn't made of steel. It's made of fear. Doubt. Overthinking. Limiting beliefs. And most people spend their entire lives trapped inside asterisk. The blade and the fire, a sword, is not created in comfort. It is created in fire. It is beaten. Burned. Molded. Sharpened. Again and again. Your struggles are doing the same thing to you. Asterisk. Why God allows pain. What if your struggle isn't punishment? What if it's preparation? What if the delays are preparing you? What if the rejection is protecting you? What if the fire is building you? Asterisk. Discipline changes everything. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. The life you want is hidden inside your daily habits. Asterisk. Killing the old version of you. Success requires death, not physical death. The death of excuses. The death of laziness. Death of fear, not the death of comfort. Asterisk. Becoming emotionally unbreakable. Life will test you. People will betray you. Plans will fail. Dreams will be delayed. Can you remain strong? Can you keep moving? Asterisk. Rise from the fire. One day you'll realize nothing was against you. Everything was for you. The failures, the pain, the heartbreak. The struggle, the fire. It was all creating the strongest version of you. Asterisk. Listen carefully. Most people spend their entire lives fighting the wrong battle. They think their biggest enemy is poverty. They think their biggest enemy is bad luck. They think their biggest enemy is the economy, their circumstances, their family, or the people around them. But the truth is much harder to accept. The greatest enemy you will ever face is the person staring back at you in the mirror. The biggest battle of your life is not happening outside of you. It is happening inside of you. Every single day. The battle between who you are today and who you have the potential to become. The battle between fear and courage. The battle between comfort and growth. The battle between excuses and responsibility. And whether you realize it or not, that battle is shaping your future right now. Think about it. Every morning you wake up with a choice. You can stay where you are, or you can become better. You can stay comfortable, or you can grow. You can make excuses, or you can take responsibility. Most people choose comfort, not because they are weak, not because they are lazy, but because comfort feels safe. Comfort whispers in your ear, don't take the risk. Don't start that business. Don't chase that dream. Don't speak up. Don't try. What if you fail? And slowly, day by day, comfort becomes a prison with invisible walls. The worst part is that most people never even realize they are trapped. They call it being realistic. They call it playing it safe. They call it waiting for the right time. But deep down, they know the truth. They are afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of judgment, afraid of discovering what happens if they actually give everything they have. Because if they try and fail, it hurts. But if they never try at all, they can always tell themselves a story that says, I could have done it. I would have succeeded. I just never had the opportunity. And that lie becomes their comfort zone. Years pass. Nothing changes. The dream remains a dream. The goal remains a goal. The potential remains unused. And one day they wake up wondering where all the time went. Listen carefully. Your future is being created by the decisions you make today. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Not next year. Today. Every action matters. Every habit matters. Every decision matters. Because success is not built in one day. Success is built daily. One choice at a time. One habit at a time. One action at a time. The problem is that people underestimate small decisions. They think success comes from one big opportunity. One lucky break. One perfect moment. But that's not how greatness is built. Greatness is built in silence. When nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when nobody believes in you, that's when character is created. That's when discipline is born. That's when self-mastery begins. You see, the world is full of talented people everywhere, people with brilliant ideas. Part 1. The greatest enemy is within. Why? Oh, listen carefully. Most people spend their entire lives fighting the wrong battles. They blame the economy. They blame their parents. They blame their circumstances. They blame bad luck. They blame the government. They blame other people. And while they are busy blaming everything around them, they never realize that the greatest obstacle standing between them and their dreams is staring back at them every single morning in the mirror. The greatest battle of your life is not happening outside of you. It is happening inside of you. The war between who you are today and who you have the potential to become. The war between fear and courage. The war between comfort and growth. The war between excuses and responsibility. Every day you wake up with a choice. You can remain the same, or you can become something greater. Most people choose comfort, not because they are weak, but because comfort feels safe. Comfort whispers, stay where you are. Don't take the risk. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't fail. And slowly, day by day, comfort becomes a prison with invisible walls. The tragedy is that most people never even realize they are trapped. They call it security. They call it being realistic. They call it waiting for the right time. But what they are really doing is hiding from their potential. Think about your own life. How many dreams have you postponed? How many opportunities have you ignored? How many times have you said, maybe next year, maybe next month, maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow keeps moving. Tomorrow never arrives. And before you know it, years have passed. The dream is still a dream. The goal is still a goal. And the person you could have become exists only in your imagination. That is why self-mastery matters. Because self-mastery is not about controlling the world. It is about controlling yourself. It is about becoming stronger than your excuses, stronger than your fears, stronger than your emotions, stronger than the voice in your head that keeps telling you to quit. Most people think success is about intelligence. It is not. Most people think success is about talent. It is not. Success is about self-control. The ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. The ability to stay focused when distractions surround you. The ability to continue when everyone else stops. Look around. The world is full of talented people who never achieve their potential. Why? Because talent without discipline is useless. Potential without action is worthless. Dreams without execution remain fantasies. And that is why mastering yourself is the greatest skill you can ever develop. Because once you master yourself, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for motivation. You create it. You stop looking for confidence. You build it. You stop blaming circumstances. You take responsibility. And the moment you take responsibility for your life begins to change. Not next year. Not next month. Today. Because responsibility is power. Not the moment you say, this is my life. This is my responsibility. I will create my future. Everything changes. No more excuses. No more blaming. No more waiting. Only action. Only growth. Only progress. And yes, it will be difficult. There will be days when you want to quit. Days when you feel tired. Days when nothing seems to work. But remember this. Every great person you admire faced the same challenges. Every champion felt doubt. Every leader felt fear. Every successful person wanted to quit at some point. The difference is they didn't. They kept going. One more day. One more step. One more effort. And eventually those small efforts created extraordinary results. That is the power of self-mastery. Not perfection. Consistency. Not motivation. Discipline. Luck. Responsibility. And when you learn these lessons, you stop becoming a victim of life. You become the creator of your life. You become the author of your story. You become the person you were always meant to be. And that journey begins with one simple decision. The decision to stop fighting the world. And start mastering yourself. Why people trigger. Why only let me ask you something. Why does criticism hurt so much? Why can one sentence ruin your entire day? Why does rejection feel like a knife in the heart? Why does someone else's success sometimes make you uncomfortable? The answer is simple. People do not trigger your weaknesses. They reveal them. Think about that. If someone calls you lazy and it makes you angry, there is a reason. If someone questions your abilities and it shakes your confidence, there is a reason. If someone rejects you and you lose your peace for weeks, there is a reason. The reason is not them. The reason is something inside you. Something that still needs healing. Something that still needs strengthening. Most people spend their lives trying to control what others say, trying to control what others think, trying to control how others behave. But that is impossible. You cannot control the world. You cannot control people. You cannot control circumstances. You can only control yourself. And that is where true power begins. Imagine a tree standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is strong. The rain is heavy. Everything around it is chaotic. Yet the tree remains standing. Why? Because its roots are deep. The stronger the roots, the less the storm matters. The same is true for you. The stronger your character, the less people's opinions matter. The stronger your mindset, the less criticism hurts. The stronger your self-respect, the less rejection affects you. Most people focus on the storm. Self-mastery focuses on the roots. And that changes everything. Every trigger is a teacher. Every painful emotion is a lesson. Every uncomfortable moment is an opportunity to grow. Instead of asking, why did they do this to me? Ask, what is this teaching me about myself? That question changes your life. Because growth begins where blame ends. The moment you stop blaming others, you start discovering yourself. And self-discovery is the beginning of greatness. You see, life has a strange way of revealing your weaknesses. Not to embarrass you. Not to punish you, but to strengthen you. The things that trigger you today can become your greatest strengths tomorrow. But only if you are willing to face them. Most people run. They avoid difficult conversations. They avoid uncomfortable truths. They avoid looking at themselves honestly. And because of that, they remain the same year after year. Growth requires courage. The courage to face your fears. The courage to face your insecurities. The courage to face yourself. Because sometimes the hardest truth to accept is that the person holding you back is not someone else. It is you. Your fears, your excuses, your limiting beliefs, your unwillingness to grow. But here is the good news. The moment you become aware of something, you gain power over it. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. The moment you recognize your weakness, You can strengthen it. The moment you recognize your fear, you can overcome it. The moment you recognize your insecurity, you can heal it. And slowly, something incredible begins to happen. The things that once controlled you lose their power. Criticism no longer destroys your confidence. Rejection no longer destroys your peace. Failure no longer destroys your motivation. Because you realize something important. Your value does not come from other people. Your value comes from within. And once you understand that, you become free. Free from approval. Free from validation. Free from the opinions of others. Most people spend their entire lives trying to be accepted, trying to fit in, trying to please everyone. But the truth is this: you can be the sweetest fruit in the world, and there will still be people who do not like fruit. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will support you. Not everyone will believe in your dreams, and that's okay. Because your purpose is not to impress everyone. Your purpose is to become the best version of yourself. That is the mission. That is the goal. That is self-mastery. The day you stop seeking approval is the day you start becoming powerful. The day you stop reacting emotionally to every criticism is the day you start becoming strong. The day you stop blaming others is the day your life begins to change. Remember this: people can only trigger what already exists inside you, and every trigger is showing you where growth is needed. Do not run from it. Learn from it. Because on the other side of every trigger is a stronger version of you, a wiser version of you, a more powerful version of you. And that version is waiting for you to rise. Tomorrow. Not next year. Today. Right now. This moment. Because transformation begins the moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? That question alone has the power to change your entire life. The prison inside your mind. Listen carefully. The strongest prison in the world. Is not made of steel. It is not surrounded by walls. It is not guarded by soldiers. The strongest prison. Exists inside the human mind. Millions of people wake up every morning trapped inside it. They walk. They talk. They smile. But inside, they are prisoners. Prisoners of fear. Prisoners of doubt. Prisoners of overthinking. Prisoners of their own thoughts. And the saddest part? Most of them don't even know they're trapped. They think their biggest problem is money. They think their biggest problem is opportunity. They think their biggest problem is luck. But the real problem. Is the story they keep telling themselves. Every day, every week, every year. The same story. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I embarrass myself? And without realizing it, they create a prison. A prison built from words. A prison built from fear. A prison built from imagination. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed because of fear? How many dreams have you delayed because of doubt? How many times have you talked yourself out of greatness? Not because you couldn't do it, but because you convinced yourself you couldn't. That is the power of the mind. Your mind can be your greatest weapon. Or your greatest enemy. The choice is yours. Most people spend more time imagining failure than creating success. They spend hours worrying about things that never happen. Days stressing about situations that never arrive. Months doubting themselves. Years waiting for confidence. And eventually, their life passes by. Not because they lacked ability, but because fear stole their future. Listen carefully. Fear is a liar. Fear tells you you're not ready. Fear tells you to wait. Fear tells you to stay comfortable. Fear tells you to play small. But fear has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. Because failure teaches. Failure strengthens. Failure helps you grow. Fear does none of those things. Fear only stops you. Fear keeps you standing still. And a person standing still can never discover their potential. The truth is, you will never feel completely ready. Never. You won't feel ready to start the business. You won't feel ready to chase the dream. You won't feel ready to speak in front of people. You won't feel ready to take the risk. Because growth feels uncomfortable. Growth requires uncertainty. Growth demands courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward, despite fear. Every successful person you've ever admired felt fear. Every champion felt fear. Every leader felt fear. Every entrepreneur felt fear. The difference: they moved anyway. They acted anyway. They refused to let fear make their decisions. And that's what changed everything. You see, the human mind loves comfort. It wants certainty. It wants safety, it wants guarantees. But greatness lives outside. Comfort. Greatness lives outside certainty. Greatness lives beyond fear. The life you want exists on the other side of the things you're afraid to do. Read that again. The life you want. Exists on the other side of fear. The confidence you seek. Exists on the other side of action. The success you desire exists on the other side of risk. But first, you must escape the prison. And the first key is awareness. Become aware of your thoughts. Listen to yourself. Pay attention to your inner voice. What story are you telling yourself? Are you building yourself up or tearing yourself down? Because whatever you repeatedly tell yourself, eventually becomes your reality. The second key is action. Action destroys fear. Action creates confidence. Action creates momentum. Action changes lives. Not thinking, not wishing, not hoping. Action. The longer you wait, the stronger fear becomes. The sooner you act, the weaker fear becomes. That is why successful people move quickly. Not because they know everything, not because they have all the answers, but because they understand something powerful. They understand that action creates clarity. Most people wait for clarity before acting. Winners act and gain clarity along the way. And that changes everything. The third key is faith. Faith in yourself. Faith in your abilities. Faith that even if things don't go as planned, you will find a way. Because confidence is not believing everything will be perfect. Confidence is believing you can handle whatever happens. That is real strength. And when you combine awareness. Action. And faith. Something incredible happens. The prison begins to disappear. The chains begin to break. The fear begins to lose its power. The doubt begins to fade. And slowly. You become free. Free to dream bigger. Free to take risks. Free to chase your purpose. Free to become who you were meant to be. Remember this. The biggest battle of your life is not against other people. It is not against circumstances. It is not against the world. The biggest battle is against the limitations inside your own mind. Win that battle. And you can win almost anything. Because the moment you master your mind, you master your life. And the moment you master your life, your future changes forever. Part 4. The fire test. Listen carefully. Nobody prays for pain. Nobody wakes up in the morning asking for struggle. Nobody wishes for rejection. Nobody asks for sleepless nights. Yet every great person in history has gone through all of them. Why? Because greatness is not created in comfort. It is created in fire. Think about a sword. Before it becomes powerful. Before it becomes sharp. Before it becomes valuable. It must enter the fire. Again. And again. And again. The metal doesn't understand the process. The metal only feels the heat. The pressure. The pain. The hammer striking it repeatedly. If the metal could speak, it would probably say, "Why is this happening to me? Why am I suffering? Why can't I just stay comfortable?" But the blacksmith sees something the metal cannot see. The blacksmith sees potential. The blacksmith sees strength. The blacksmith sees a weapon hidden inside ordinary steel. And that weapon can only be revealed through fire. Now think about your own life. How many times have you asked, "Why me? Why this failure? Why this rejection? Why this heartbreak? Why this delay? Why this struggle?" But what if you're asking the wrong question? What if the question isn't, "Why is this happening to me?" What if the question is, "What is this preparing me for?" Because every challenge carries a lesson. Every setback carries wisdom. Every failure carries growth. The problem is that most people quit before the lesson reveals itself. They leave the fire too soon. They run back to comfort. They escape the very thing that could transform them. And because of that, they remain the same. Year after year, the same fears, the same habits, the same excuses, the same life. But not you. You are here because something inside you wants more. Something inside you refuses to settle. Something inside you knows that you were created for a greater purpose. And purpose always requires preparation. Look at nature. Before a butterfly can fly. It must struggle inside the cocoon. Before a diamond shines. It must survive pressure. Before gold becomes pure. It must enter the furnace. Before a tree grows tall, its roots must go deep. Everything valuable goes through a process. Everything powerful goes through a process. And you are no different. Maybe you're in that process right now. Maybe life feels unfair. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're exhausted. Maybe you're wondering if all your effort is worth it. Listen to me. The fire is not proof that you're failing. The fire is proof that you're being shaped. The pressure is not your enemy. The pressure is your trainer. The obstacle is not stopping you. The obstacle is developing you. Every difficult season is building muscles that easy seasons never could. Patience. Discipline. Resilience. Faith. Character. Strength. These qualities cannot be purchased. They must be earned. And they are earned through struggle. Most people want success. Few want the process that creates success. Everyone wants confidence. Few want the challenges that build confidence. Everyone wants strength. Few want the battles that create strength. That is why so few people reach their potential. They want the reward without the journey, the destination without the road, the victory without the fight. But life doesn't work that way. Life rewards growth, rewards persistence. Life rewards those who continue moving when everything inside them wants to quit. Think about all the times you survived something you thought would destroy you. At the time, it felt impossible. At the time, it felt overwhelming. At the time, it felt unbearable. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still fighting. That means you're stronger than you think. Far stronger. The fire did not destroy you. The fire revealed you. It revealed courage you didn't know you had. Strength you didn't know existed. Faith you didn't know was possible. And the same thing is happening right now. The challenge you're facing today is preparing you for the responsibility you'll carry tomorrow. The struggle you're facing today is building the person you'll become tomorrow. The pain you're experiencing today is shaping the wisdom you'll share tomorrow. Nothing is wasted. Not the tears, not the failures, not the failures. Heartbreak. Not the disappointment, not the waiting, not the uncertainty. Every experience is adding something to you. Every battle is teaching something. Every fire is forging something stronger. One day, you'll look back on this season and understand. One day, you'll see why the struggle was necessary. One day, you'll realize that the fire wasn't punishment. It was preparation. And when that day comes, you'll be grateful you didn't quit. You'll be grateful you stayed in the process. You'll be grateful you kept moving forward. Because the version of you waiting on the other side of this fire. Is stronger. Wiser. Braver. More disciplined. More resilient, more powerful. And more prepared than ever before. So don't run from the fire. Learn from it. Grow through it. Because the fire that tests you today. Is creating the person who will inspire others tomorrow. And one day. When people see your success, they'll admire the result. But only you will know the truth. Only you will remember the fire that created it.